Hello and welcome back to Factorio and Space Age. It's currently Saturday morning here. I just got my morning coffee. And I spotted this mistake here. I get so tired of myself sometimes. We obviously want to have prod modules on the end here. Get 25 for each, that's 125 of productivity that we've been missing on these legendary quantum processors. It's actually insanely stupid. Unfortunately, we're at a point where we're getting a little bit too many things here. We're having trouble working them off. I'd like legendary electromagnetic plants here, but we just don't have enough. We have 2. I don't think we're importing any. Oh, we do have 7 actually. Interesting. Let's upgrade those, because that's where we're having most of the issues with the start of the process chain, really. It's very, very interesting. We have that. It's gonna help a lot with crafting speed. Doing 0.07 per second right now. Are we not getting all of them? Oh, it's quite a big difference. And sometimes I wish I could just like do this, but from the other interface, be like, okay, I know you don't have enough, but I want you to send the construction materials anyway, because it doesn't make sense to me, right? Or a setting that would always say that, okay, you can wait 10 seconds, but if you can't fill up the construction materials fully, you're gonna send it anyway. So it's gonna more than double our production of this. So hopefully we'll be able to work off some of these materials that are on the conveyor belts. And also gonna send more materials down the line, right? It's legendary carbon for some reason is being obnoxious. Sometimes we are definitely having problems here with this. Not able to fill it completely. Which means that this belt is at least semi-full. Anyway, that's not what we're gonna be working on today. Today we're gonna do yellow science. 10k science per minute yellow science is the plan today. I have a vague memory of that we still have this yellow science build here somewhere. Here. Here is the beauty we created. This does 1218 per minute. Needs to be updated. Oh yeah, we don't have that. Gonna need this. Wait, what? Why is the drag being really weird? Have to click that, whatever. Could have used the upgrade planner as well. Morning coffee is so great. So great. Okay, let's see how much this is in theory. Yeah, this is not really enough. This is actually really close to a transport belt. Are you sure about that? No, it's not. It's not. Not a stacked one. So 6.7. That's what I'm seeing. And each of these is what? About 1,000. So that's 7.6, 8.5, 9.4, slightly over 10k. That's what I gathered from that. Okay, so we're gonna start upgrading this. To see how much low density structures we can squeeze out of this build. Like so. The only thing we have to be really mindful of here is when we're hitting full belts of something, we can't like physically get more things into the build. Yeah, so this is 10.6k per minute. And we're not looking at any full belts of anything. It's gonna be a full normal belt of LDS, a little bit more, 1.5, and a 1 belt of blue circuits. Speaking of blue circuits, how much is this build actually able to make today? Yeah, not really enough. That's interesting. Oh, the 300 productivity is the limit. So prod modules are no longer... Wait, let me do this. So that's 205. No, that's 180. Can you get those back in there, please? Well, that's 230. How much is this? it should be 50 more, so it should be 280. So we can't actually not use the prod modules, I think. Yeah, that's 280. If we got more of this, we could start putting speed modules in. And get the same result, basically. It's interesting. This is about 80. But this is already a full belt of copper. I think we needed about 80, right? And we need almost 90. And this here will not be able to deliver more because of this. We can maybe actually get one more in there. 75. It's not gonna be a full one. We're gonna have a deficit here. We take this. We take this. And then we take this. I think we're gonna have a slight copper deficit here, yeah? Just because we're physically unable to get that many into the build. Mm-hmm. But this would be able to cover it, yeah? So one option would be we could get an additional copper belt around here. And be done with that. I think that's probably the solution that we're gonna look to do. We're definitely putting the big prod modules in here. Just because we can. This is about 30.25 per second. I don't think that's remotely enough, is it? 30.5, it is actually enough. Okay, so these have some issue, right? I forgot to upgrade these. That's probably it. When we do upgrade that, it should be fine. This is gonna be a huge build. And this here is in the way. Which is extremely unfortunate. So I think I'd really like yellow science to be here. Okay, let's take a look at this again. Yeah, now we have that surplus. So this is actually looking like this will work just fine. To make 10k per minute. Not super hungry, but it's pretty hungry. It's gonna eat 700 iron plates per minute. Wait. This here is gonna eat 700 iron plates or what? Yeah. Okay. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay, so now we need to go and move some things around. We definitely need to move some things around. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I mean, you got your thing, right? Let's see, every 10 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely gonna go a bit faster now that we have increased the speed and we have the prod modules over here. How are we doing on Fulgora making more of these? We've done 45, but... I feel like we can probably do this, yeah. Right. Ideally, I would not want this to be here. Let me leave that in there for a bit and see. Anyway, this whole uranium kind of processing thing needs to move. We'll put it there. We'll take this. Put that there. This is really the lazy way of redoing this, yeah. They should be proper moving this somewhere else. But I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. Then we'll do that. We will take all of this build here and kill that off, you know? We definitely need the lubricant as well. And then we'll go and copy this bad boy. Boop. Let's see if we can gently fit it in here. We could do this. Actually. This here needs to Go a bit further, I think. We'll do that. Let's go here with the lubricant. We didn't do that before. The lubricant goes in. We need another iron belt here. No, wait. This was, what, 700? Okay, also 480. Pretty reasonable. Oof. Okay. Let's see if we can drag a new one. We need to clean this mess up, dude. This is gonna be one of those huge projects. When we get the new stations online, we're gonna have to clean up all the input and belt routing through the base. Because this here just ain't gonna cut it for having that much throughput in here. No. We'll do that. We'll jump there, we'll jump here. We'll jump there, that's fine. You are missing a ton of shit. Wait. I did something wrong here, yeah? You don't need steel. You need steel. And you need steel. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be here, yeah? And I think we need to clean this belt up. Okay. I did not look at that through properly. Okay, so that's going. This needs batteries. Wait, what? I must have fixed something here the last time that I didn't fix this time. Like, vaguely remember this, yeah. But we didn't have the battery input as well. And we did have the belt there, so that does kinda make sense, right? Okay, so we're gonna ramp up production in here quite heavily. Gonna put you there. So how much are we making? Oh, it looks like we are actually about to hit that. Everything is producing. For now. The question is how long blue circuits can keep this up. Probably not very long, if I had to guess. Looks like I made a mistake with the copper as well. And that's actually not able to sustain that. Well, it shouldn't be that big of a difference, right? Let's get one more copper belt over here. Oh, this here is a challenge, to say the least. Okay, so you know what I'm thinking? We probably do this here. Instead. We put it up here. Gonna go through here. And then down here. We'll switch this around here. Switch this around as well. We're switching that. So you should all be getting your full share of copper at this point. You are missing LDS. Okay, these are actually not keeping up either. So we're gonna need to do this. Then we hit 41k science per minute here, which is really nice. But it's not exactly where we want to be. We're almost halfway through this. Okay, are you sure about this? Because I'm not. This is 150. This is 300. 450. 520. There should be no problem with copper whatsoever here. But this guy is not getting enough. This guy is not getting enough. Oh no, I'm stupid. It's not 480, it's 280. Right? Yeah, it's 280. So this is not gonna work. We'll have to do this as well. And then that's gonna work. And this here getting 700, I don't know if it's gonna need to produce at that rate. I don't think so. It looks insanely idle. Wait. Okay. We just killed green circuit production completely. So that's not gonna work either. How many green circuits do we need for this build? 70. It's not that much. But this here is already a full belt, right? This here is already a full belt. If we were to do anything. We plop one of these down here, maybe. No. I mean, actually, plop it down and not care about what's in the way. So the problem here is getting the resources in, because this is mega crowded, right? We could maybe get this guy in here. Then we could do this. Then we need to look at the iron. I'm gonna be cheeky here and grab this belt here. I think it's probably the most productive. How much iron does this process actually need? 200, so it's not exactly a full belt. Which means that we can do something like this. There we go. We'll do that. And we'll get that to refill, which is great. That's kind of what we need. A huge freaking refill of this. Even this is eating so much green circuits, right? And then this as well. But this here, spaghetti... Yeah. And this is gonna be replaced with twice the width belt going in. So we need to organize this way, way, way better. Okay. So are we catching up? That's the question. Kinda. We're about 9,000 per minute. We're going up and down a little bit. This looks like it's producing fully though. Right. Okay. We do this. And then we do that. And then we do this. 10k per minute. How much is one belt? It's 240 per second. That should be 14,000 per. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so we can't. That's fine. Oh, so we were belt constrained there. Which is funny. This now looks like it's actually hitting the science that we need. Or not. And we're back down to... Yeah, we killed this production completely. We've already improved this quite a lot. Do we have any? We have 17 of the legendary one. We could make this all legendary. That would definitely help. That would definitely help. Hey, you guys are fighting over here again. Okay. I think we're gonna do this. I don't want them to break that chest and me losing all these. So I'm gonna move them out from there. That seems like a fairly good choice here. All of this here is still kinda working fine. Okay, you know what? We're gonna bite the bullet on this. Oh, no, no, no. Sorry. We're not gonna bite the bullet on that. We're gonna do it on this here. So it's the green circuits that we're having issues with. And we're also going to do this. We get all the things in that we need. So that we can get these two beautiful green belts of circuits fully saturated. Okay, this is now way overkill. No, whatever, dude. We're probably not gonna hit the full capacity here, but hopefully we'll be like semi-close, which is fine. I forgot what the capacity here was. I'm not sure that's accurate. Yeah, because I think we said that this is 192.5 consumed, which is 18 times 192 consumed. 3,456. This is pretty close. This is pretty accurate, apparently. Yeah, 192 per minute. Huh, okay. Yeah, so this build here is not exactly not exactly scaled to what we need right now. Problem is with these half belts as well, we can only realistically consume 7,000 SPM before we need another input. So electromagnetic science is now our problem, which is this guy. And we can see here that electromagnetic science is completely dry because of superconductors. Why is superconductors completely dry? Because of green circuits? Really? Interesting. 2K green circuits is gonna last this... how long? You're doing 25k an hour. So this is like 6 minutes. Not even that. I think we're gonna up this to 10k. Because we are reliant on getting it in from external sources, because we're throwing these green circuits away, right? And I think throwing these green circuits away is the correct choice. One thing we could do here that would help slightly, because we could get these things out before voiding them, right? Would be to get passive provider chests. We could probably do the same here. But it kind of defeats the purpose of this sorting system. But, yeah. We're not getting any green circuits here. So we could have a supply here with some extra if we wanted. It's the same here. We're just throwing these green circuits away because of how we do this other thing here. Okay. I think we're gonna try and fix that. So, one thing that I've been thinking about doing is legendary chests of all the colors. Because they're slightly bigger, right? This is 120 storage size instead of 48. And these are not complicated to make at all. Huh. Yep, that's one of the things that I really want to improve this. I really hate this gap. I'm gonna move these together at some point to see. So Fulgora, I kinda want you to also request legendary passive provider and requester and active provider. So that's gonna update the ships with some of those chests, which is gonna be nice. What's the crafting time of this? Okay, yeah, you're gonna be able to make a lot of those. You just look slow. That's fine. Yeah, so Fulgora is a huge issue right now. We have completely killed this thing. Let's move that there. Let's do some asteroid processing instead. This is using agricultural science pack, which is going to be another problem instead, but yeah. That is what it is. At least this build seems to be working really, really well. So whatever we do later, getting these 16 in, I don't know how much of a gap we want between them, but I'm guessing 4 or even 5 would be appropriate. Can I see how wide that's gonna be? It's gonna be really wide. Realistically, this is what we can fit into 2. So we're never gonna fit another one in here. It's just not gonna happen. So maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's what we do. That will help a lot with throughput. Then we can have some throughput here. I don't know how many we could have there, but let's say without doing anything with power poles, we could have 16 belts here as well. Or we do one, and then we have a gap of 6 here, and then it's gonna be 10 here. Because that kind of also works, right? But that would mean that before we even get to smelting, we'd take up 2 of these. It's a huge rebuild of the base. Which I have to say I'm not super stoked about. It's a huge rebuild of the base. We're gonna have to move oil as well. And everything. Okay, we're gonna remove this wall that we don't need anymore. Like that. Then we're gonna do this. And then I would like some legendary roboports probably in this area here. It's 41, but this is like our main area, so we might as well get on that. So how are we doing on the legendary chests? You've made 61 of those already. Question is where they are. They are here. Can you go to Fulgara, please? It's these I want to replace with that, you know? How are we doing on circuits, though? And are these ships getting full? Not really. Not really. $10K circuit is not nothing. So this ship is only exporting, which is maybe a mistake. I don't know. Let's see, you're dropping circuits immediately. Okay. So... yeah, this is gonna pick up again. Okay. Good. And then this is gonna pick up again. No, we don't do that. We're gonna upgrade steel chest to legendary passive provider chest. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. There is no way that I'm doing that manually. Yeah, so we can pick things up from here now. Which is nice. We can pick those things up. This is extremely up and down based on Galiba science. We are sending that quite fast, yeah. And it hasn't gone all the way through yet either. I don't know if it's gonna take a while until that goes in there fully. This is 4K each. So it is able to keep up fairly well with that. And it should go all the way through here, yeah? So we should stabilize here. Overall science output at 42K. Yep. That's a good spot to be in. But I'm definitely getting greedy. I am definitely getting greedy. I want more. So we can do more now as well. Fulgora needs to... We need to rebuild a bit here on Fulgora. This only has a theoretical output of 1257. So we're gonna do 10k SPM here on Fulgora as well soon. I don't know exactly how we're gonna manage that. I feel like we've been struggling a bit with this kind of setup already. But we're gonna figure something out here. It's probably gonna be a direct insertion build, kind of like we did here. With this being able to do like 1k science per minute-ish. I think that was it's been a good choice to do that. I'd like to do that on Volcanus as well eventually. But Volcanus science is not really a problem right now. How are we doing here, by the way? Okay, now we have a lot of legendary materials now. Okay. So Volcanus is a bit idle as of right now. Interesting. Anyway, I think this is gonna be it for today's episode. We are done with 10k SPM. Almost. The only science that we are not able to do 10k right now is military. We should be taking a look at this as well. But yeah. So next time, either we take a look on Fulgora or we get into the rebuild and connecting of the new trains. I'm not quite certain what I want to do there. I'll have to think about that for a bit. I will have to think about that for a bit. Anyway, it's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching and have a really nice day.